The American dream. It's that notion that through hard work and taking advantage of opportunities that come our way, we can build wealth and lead successful lives. So why then do so many folks fall short of this goal and end up in seemingly endless amounts of debt, living paycheck to paycheck with no light at the end of the tunnel? It all comes down to the choices that you make. Welcome back, my friend, to the VIP Financial Education channel. We're all about helping you go further, faster financially. My name, for those of you who are new, is Matthew Pillmore. I'm the president of VIP Financial Education, and we coach families one-on-one and help them achieve their success much faster for a lot less money. Today, we're going to be talking about the 5 biggest money problems that face us as Americans going into this year. So, I'd imagine that we all kind of have a similar perspective or definition on the American dream when it comes to the financial side of things, that is. So we generally are looking to have security and freedom and just be able to do the things we love without it coming at the cost of massive debt or a bleak retirement staring us down. Money problems we as Americans face today, the number one is buying more house than we can afford. It seems like a great idea in the moment. Oftentimes this is extremely tempting. You might be telling yourself that this is your dream home and you're gonna live there forever, it won't matter, that it's just a bit too expensive now because you'll figure out a way to make it work. You'll be making more money in the future, you'll have less debt in the future. The truth is, even if it is your dream house, not being able to afford it will turn into a nightmare. We also live in a time where life is more mobile than ever. Gone are the days of the baby boomers where folks had a single job in a single place their entire lives and they just settle in a home. It kind of ended up being their forever home. Things are just different now. So to look at housing in the same way as that generation just isn't doing us the good you would think it might. In 2018, we're more likely to move around or change jobs, which means that we're less likely to stay in the same home for a long period of time in order to reap the equity benefits that home ownership has been known to bring. Sure, some folks still fit into the mold, so to speak, but even those individuals should avoid the trap of buying more house than you can afford. So what should you be looking at for housing in 2018? Well, it starts with looking at your specific needs, how long you'll be staying in one place and what you can really afford, and then not going over that when you're feeling the warm fuzzy feeling when you're out house shopping about a specific home that might be $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 more than your actual budget allows. At VIP, we even recommend you rent where you live and landlord where you own. We've done some videos about that you're going to want to check out. We found this to be a really effective way of enhancing cash flow while also keeping life really simple and inexpensive. The cost of homeownership can be much, much steeper than you plan for it to be. The second money problem we see all the time is overspending on vehicles. Let's face it, if you're like most Americans, you probably spend a good deal of time driving and you're gonna need to buy a car to do that. So the average person will end up spending over $500,000 on vehicle expenses over their lifetime. Sadly, that's not a joke, $500,000. Think of the alternative uses for that cash. You could do serious work with that kind of money. So why are we spending so much on our vehicles? This should be obvious. We buy a nice new car, it's got a huge monthly payment. We spend so much on this depreciating asset that we're obviously hindering ourselves from building wealth and attaining financial freedom. Now, if you are perhaps a car person and you can truly afford it, then fine. Make that purchase. We never hinder people from living the lifestyles they want. That's the whole purpose of this channel. But if you can't afford it, if you're not where you want to be financially, don't do it. And possibly even more importantly, if you couldn't care less about the kind of car that you drive, don't let the opinions of other people drive you to that outrageously expensive luxury vehicle just so that you're keeping up with the Joneses. It's never worth it. Be true to yourself. Be mindful of where your dollars are going. The third problem is we let so much of our money just trickle away, drip by drip. A leak that's left unplugged can actually turn into a large body of water. And the same is true for your financial leaks. We hit on this on other videos, but this is one that will never be not worth taking another look at. There are always ways to plug leaks inside your finances, whether it's canceling a magazine subscription that you never read or a costly phone plan that you hardly use. These types of costs though small, add up over time. Be mindful about where your money's going. And the thing here is, with these leaks, you're not actually getting dollar for dollar when you plug. It can be 3 to 5 times the face value of that dollar when you plug the leak. So keep yourself motivated by putting that extra money to work and see what kind of cash flow gains are possible when you do it. The fourth money problem that we're facing here in this country is a big one. It's paying too much for college and specifically racking up substantial student loan debt. In fact, Americans now owe a staggering $1.48 trillion with a T in student loan debt as of January of 2018. To put that into perspective for you, that's about $620 billion more than the total US credit card debt right now. And to make matters even worse, the average graduate's student loan debt is increasing every single year. The problem is going to continue to get worse until we take action. So what can you do as an individual? Well, for starters, if you're thinking of going to college, make sure, number one, that you're going for good reason. Number two, that you're keeping your expenses as low as possible. And number three, that you're avoiding taking out student loans as much as possible as well. Many young adults go to college thinking it's just something that they have to do. And in approaching it that way, they get very little out of it in terms of long-term positive impact. There are a lot of folks that work jobs that have nothing to do with the degree that they got in college. I'm not going to stand here and say you shouldn't go to college, but I will say you should be critical when you're considering it as an option for you, and far fewer people than do should actually go to college. For those of you that do end up going to college, the temptation is going to be there to take out student loans for things like tuition and books, room and board, other living costs, etc. And it might seem really easy in the moment to kind of live more comfortably to take out these loans. It helps you live for free while you're going through school. But in the future, you're going to be livid that you chose to do it this way. And these student loans can hang on for decades at a time. Imagine paying on a student loan when you're in your 50s for an education you got 3 decades earlier than that. Student loan debt is a massive problem. Do everything you can to avoid falling prey to it. And parents, please teach your children that the things that they really need to understand about debt are right in front of them. Point them to this channel so that they can learn about the things they should have been taught in school. You'll be doing them a huge favor. The fifth and final money problem I wanted to touch on today that we're facing here in America is most of us are banking and borrowing the wrong way. If you live in this country and you're striving to build wealth and a firm financial future, then you're certainly going to have experience over time with banking and borrowing. And many of you are going to use various tools, various loans in the way that you've assumed they should be used or that you've been taught they should be used. But in doing so, you're actually letting your money work for the banks when it should be working for you instead. This is something we talk about constantly on this channel. It's one of our core topics, teaching people the art of proper banking and borrowing. We have many, many videos where we go deep in detail on this topic, into the mathematics. So be sure to check them all out. I'm going to put a link to some of our most popular in the description below. For this video, let's just talk real briefly about savings accounts. Very interesting topic. This is one that folks have an assumption on oftentimes, and that we need these savings accounts because savings accounts are good for saving money. And there is a small bit of truth to that. But it gets smaller and smaller as time goes by. In the past, you could actually gain considerable interest with a savings account, but not really today. Today, people use savings accounts for things like emergency funds or that rainy day fund we're taught we should have. When you're using a savings account for this, you're really just letting your money sit unemployed, and it could be actually working for you, making money. Here at VIP, we're all about using resources so that your money can grow cash flow, which means we love alternative options for things like emergency fund accounts, options like debt weapons. These are the tools we talk all the time about here at VIP. And some of these debt weapons are completely liquid, which makes them a perfect substitute for things like emergency fund accounts. Check out our videos where we show you what these accounts can do for you. Again, links will be in the description below. Like I've said in many videos on this channel, here at VIP, we invest our time, our attention on righting the ship when it comes to banking and borrowing. We want to empower you to take back what we believe is yours. To begin with, it's your money, you're working hard for it. Let's not let it slip through your fingertips because we're undereducated or taking less action than we need to with how we're banking, so that you can actually go further, faster financially as well. Why give the opportunity to achieve these results over to the banks when it's available to you? Please share any of your comments below. If you have anything to add to our list, we'd love to hear about it from you. Also, hit that like button if you want us to do more videos on these types of topics, and be sure to subscribe to stay current with the videos that we're uploading on the channel. We upload a few times each week, so hit that bell notification, and that'll alert you every time a new video is uploaded. Just a quick reminder as well, for those of you who haven't yet taken advantage of our one-on-one complimentary phone coaching session. It's an implementation coaching session. This is a courtesy. It is only going to be for a short time longer. We are actually phasing out the free coaching sessions, so make sure you visit freecoachingcalendar.com to get yours while they still are here. The link for that will also be conveniently in the description below as well. Thanks again for checking out this channel. I cannot thank you enough. We've already flown past 56,000 subscribers on this channel, and there are no signs of slowing down. So until we see you again on our next video, make it a great day today, and take care.